Acts 20, verse 28. What are true leaders supposed to do? Be on guard for yourselves and for all the flock, among which the Holy Spirit has made you overseers, to shepherd the church of God, which he purchased with his own blood. Do you see some Matthew 13 parable in there? He says, I know that after my departure, savage wolves will come in among you, not sparing the flock. In other words, from without. And from among your own selves, from within, men will arise. Do you see Matthew 13? They come in as tares from without, and then from within they rise up into leadership positions. Arise speaking perverse things, and actually that takes us into the next parable, to draw away the disciples after them. Therefore, be on the alert. And I love this part. He's saying, let me explain to you what I mean by being on the alert. Remember this. Think of this. Night and day, for a period of 3 years, I did not cease to admonish each one with tears. That's what a true leader does. Why was it with tears? Because they weren't listening. Night after day, after night after day. For 3 years, he did not cease to admonish each one with tears. Doesn't it make sense that what God has written in the Bible is going to happen, that's what should be happening in America at this day? That's what we should see in the churches? Is that not what we see in the churches? It's just that we've been sold a bill of goods that it's not that way, that the churches are all holy. You don't need to admonish one another. Paul did again. What generation is Paul living in? He was taught himself by Jesus Christ for 3 years. Plus he was a Pharisee of Pharisees. He knew the law inside out, upside down. And then Jesus gave him all this understanding, taught him, if you think about it, half the New Testament, okay, because Paul wrote it. And he was ministering or shepherding people that he himself had led to the Lord, or that his children in the Lord had led to the Lord, and sometimes those that other apostles had led to the Lord. And yet, look how much he had to admonish. Why is it? How is it possible that we can think that no admonishment is needed in the church today? Or that very little? I'm sorry, someone would hear that. You know what they would say, and Satan would put in their mind? Well, we're not saying you all need it, but you just don't need as much as you say. Well, how much less than day and night for 3 years, every single one of you not ceasing? How much less than that do we need now, since we're 2,000 years removed, and since we don't know the Bible even inside, much less outside, upside, and down? Do you see? It's just like, just reason through. And plus, what did he say? It's going to go from bad to worse. So I'll tell you what, anybody that's under the sound of my voice, if you think for a minute that you don't need to be admonished, you're deceived. Because we all need that. We need to be, as the last verse, we need to be spotless, blameless before him. And we need to admonish one another, not to put one another down, but to exhort one another to press on, to excel still more. And why? Because we're stupid? No, because we've got everything else stacked against us. The church has already turned into, the church at large, remind you, has already turned into the mustard seed. Satan's agents are its leaders. It's gone beyond. You know what's amazing is we don't even want to believe there's unbelievers in the pews, which the tares have been in among the wheat since the very beginning, and God said they'd be there till the end. We're beyond that. It's not just in the pew, it's in the pulpit and the lectern and in the elder meeting, in the board meeting, and in the women's council. And yet, we don't need to be admonished. We don't need to be on guard. We don't need to be on the alert. We're just fine. No, we're not.